Welcome to Digital Cortex. Host Dick Wick, Randomstylez. We're back at it again because, you know, what else you gonna do when you hate your day job?
Because we got to.
Anyway, I wanted to show you my boxing gloves, my finger gloves.
I did see that on the microphone. I didn't know what that.
They're finger gloves.
Are you gonna punch somebody with those?
You could.
Very softly.
You could punch each other.
It's more like
I got them from here. The cushy punch. Remember I told you we went to that event last week?
You could take this off.
No, it's leather. It's supposed to keep it together. The idea is supposed to like I think hang it somewhere. I think
that's just the paper though.
No, it's not paper.
It's not.
No.
Oh,
it's like paper. It's like the same material that the glove is made of. I guess you could take it there and then you would have one glove each. But I kind of like
keeps them together?
Yeah, it keeps them together.
Oh, okay. I thought they were already tied together.
No.
These are two separate. Oh, yeah, it is. It's stitched.
Yeah, it's stitched on there.
Dude,
I mean, you could take it apart, I guess.
I almost tried to rip it right now.
Well, don't. I was going to do it because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to add to my mic here, like very cautiously.
That's like you put it on your rearview mirror or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's the idea. But I was going to do do that. So.
I don't know, man. You start driving around with gloves, people are going to think you can box, dude.
I know. But I think it's funny because I guess it's the idea of it is that this is their logo, it's their brand.
Punch. Got it.
Yeah, so we got free swag. Sunday Goods. I've talked about this dispensary in the past. Like we love going to Sunday Goods. Yeah. It's just a little out of the way for us, but they always have the best deals for me, and we always get like our thing. Remember I was talking about lemon slushy vape that was like a strain that I found that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot to grab my vapes. Anyway, but they hooked us up. They gave us one of these.
Go grab it. You can grab whatever you can grab, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll take a second. I'll hold it down, man.
So early to do it, you know, but
do it. Do it. Okay, he's finally gone. Now we can really talk about the universe and microparticles. Oh, he's back. Okay. Don't say anything.
All right. I'm back. All right. So lots of free swag. You expect to get swag at events like this, right? $35 was our pre-sale ticket. And next time they do one, because I guess they do it every so often, you have to go. It's totally such a chill atmosphere.
Yeah.
A perfect date night opportunity.
I'm down.
But the ticket got us a burrito. So I guess there's this Mexican place next door. So they came and did a little setup, pop-up, little burrito cooking station. They had all their different burrito options. And so you got a ticket, gave you a burrito. It gave you unlimited seltzers. They had Cushy, I think it was Cushy Punch. No, it was another one. I have their hat up there. Wink, I think it was Wink. And they think they spelled it with a Y. They have a cannabis-infused seltzer, a THC-infused seltzer. So they had that on tap, but they were giving you half at a time. So you weren't getting the full like cans or anything. They would pour and they mixed it, which I'd never done before. But they mixed the seltzer with grenadine. Grenadine?
Something like that.
Yeah, but I've never thought about doing any type of weird mixing with the seltzer. Yeah, but because I hate seltzer. I hate alcoholic seltzer. I don't really care for THC seltzer either. But mixing it with something like even just like a fruit punch or taking like a drop of those, like
it gives it a little crisp taste, right?
It just changes the flavor.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, duh, it's fucking seltzer. You add a flavoring to it, it's going to taste like that flavoring carbonated.
It's just basically seltzer is just a carbonated drink, right?
Yeah, with some flavor.
Yeah.
But if you add just a little bit more sweetener or flavor or whatever to it, you change the whole profile of the drink.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point was that shit was on tap pretty much. Like
So you
for
can
free.
go over there and just drink
You
as
just
much
get in
as
line and get another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was there a line, like a long line?
No,
or?
it wasn't that. Like there was just like 3 or 4 people in line at a time. But how long does it take them to open a can, pour it over ice? That's all they were doing.
Okay.
So it was really quick. You get through it real quick. The burrito, like, and they set it up perfect. You were waiting in line for the seltzer drink, and then that line immediately turned into the burrito line. So, like, you weren't even waiting that long.
Infused?
No, the burritos weren't infused.
That would be interesting.
But Cushy Punch did give us, me and Crystal each, some edibles. So we both got a baggie of edibles. Standard, like, 100 milligrams, 10 pieces of gummies. And theirs are, I don't know what they were quoting, but they were saying like they have formulated it for fast activation. So normally like an edible takes like 30 minutes to activate, right?
45, 30 minutes, yeah.
Theirs says that you could start feeling the effects in 15.
Nice.
Yeah. And I believe it.
While you were walking around, it was hitting you?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it feels different. It's a different high. It's a kind of like a body high, right? You kind of like,
yeah. And I think it was the same brand. I can't remember, but they also gave us I think it was the same brand. They gave us a disposable vape pen.
Nice.
And I guess the idea was that so the battery will always be at the perfect, because batteries degrade over time.
Yeah, I never buy the disposables.
I don't care for that either, and it just feels like a waste of the environment.
Wasteful.
But like, if you're gonna give it to me for free, I'm not gonna say no.
But a lot of them, if you open it up, it's just like a AA battery or something inside it. Yeah,
that you just like pop it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen people.
Well, because this one's rechargeable, which blows my mind too. So like the cart inside or whatever, I haven't opened them up yet, but like I'm guessing that you could once it's empty, like there's no way to refill it.
Yeah, it feels
so
weird.
It is kind of like a waste.
Yeah, I feel like I'm throwing away a calculator or something, Like,
but me and Crystal each got one of those. We got the gummies. We got the seltzer, the burrito. We each ended up with one of these because we were so excited that they were giving a battery and a cart to us as an option, and the cart was lemon slushy. So we were both like, oh my god, it's lemon slushy. And we went in costume, and not a lot of people did, and it was very few. And we went a little earlier, so we were like one of the first people to get there in costume as Luigi and Daisy.
Yeah.
Princess Daisy. So
they were kind of pumped that you guys were dressed.
They were excited about it. Crystal's dress is like all big and poofy, so she looks like a dolled up princess. It was great.
Yeah.
And then so we each got one of these, and then they gave us each one of these, and you're supposed to get one or the other, but we both got one each.
You guys dressed up. You guys went all out.
It was cool. And they gave her free plants. They were giving out free air plants. Have you ever seen those things?
Yeah. They're in like little glass containers.
They're weird. She was talking to me about it and like how you're supposed to take care of it. I'm like, how is this not zombie plant?
You're just supposed to like spray
water on it occasionally.
Yeah.
Like the guy said, oh, you dunk it, let it air dry, and you do that once a week.
Okay.
And we were like, what? And she was saying, yeah, it doesn't need, it just lives. I was like, but where does it come from? Like, how does it reproduce and everything?
That's where it gets its food, man. Photosynthesis.
No, I don't care about how it gets its food. Like, she explained how it lived. I get that. But where does it grow from? Like, does it start in the dirt normally and then now it can live in the air?
Well, there is, because I always thought you need a lot of roots to have a big plant, right? That's kind of your thinking. But with a lot of houseplants, there's a lot of people that will keep it actually in these big plants in smaller pots because they want all the energy going up, like building new leaves and building instead of the root system. So it's like...
So you're supposed to put them in smaller pots.
I think some plants do better or bigger. They get bigger in smaller pots because of the less root system. Then they're not trying to spread necessarily. They're just going up.
That's weird. That's interesting.
It is because
I wonder if Crystal knows that.
My thinking was always like with these monsteras and these other like huge leafed plants is that, oh, I need a big ass pot then, you know? That's how they're going to get big. But no, dude, she literally had, I saw this lady literally had the same plastic container that it came in. And she was still using that as the base. And just, she would take it out. She would trim it. You know, they do all this like prepping to the roots and stuff. So they will change it. And then like, because that's also another thing is that if you are going to have a smaller pot like that, you're going to have to do probably a little bit more maintenance. They make their own kind of mixture of lime and dirt and like aromatic things to put in between to give it like that. So it's not so dense. The dirt and everything, you want to break it up and have room to breathe down there for the roots. But yeah, they'll go and they'll trim the dead stuff or cut off the mushy root, or like they'll kind of do a whole little like trimming and maintenance of the root system too, periodically. I don't know how often, but I've seen them do it when I was getting really, really into plants. I mean, I still am. I still have like 50, 60 plants, but yeah, there was a time when I was just like researching all the time on Instagram. My whole algorithm was just houseplants, dude. Like,
dude, I started sharing houseplant videos that came across to me to Crystal. And now I just get nothing but houseplants.
Yes, it becomes.
I don't want any more houseplants.
It's like a snowball effect. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And as you click on it, it knows whatever you're looking at, and then it knows how much time you're spending on whatever you're looking at. So if it's past a certain threshold, it's going to give you another video like that to make sure that they hit their. It's like they're trying to hit their quota.
It's the algorithm. They need it like that.
Yeah, they're hitting their quota.
And I, like we said it before, like you'll start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling past things. It starts changing it up, and it starts giving you different content based on your algorithm of percentage of type of videos that you continue to watch. So like if I don't want to see plant stuff, I will keep scrolling, and then it'll give me something totally different, like
and
humor,
then if you spend
comedy.
time on that, then it'll build on that, and then you can get out of it.
And then when I want to get out of it, I just scroll fast until I see a content that I want to see.
Yeah.
And then it will start just populating more of that type of content to me.
Yeah.
Like it just puts me on a theme of whatever it is that my brain has dictated itself to want to watch that.
You know, it's kind of
time.
It's kind of funny because it knows what I like, but I also throw it off too. So like it'll be showing me stuff and I won't look at any of the stuff, and then I'll start clicking on. So it actually gives me a good mix of. Dude, I went down a rabbit hole yesterday though, dude. I was watching some gnarly ass. Dude, I can't believe this shit is on Instagram, dude. Like fucking murders and shit like that, dude.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like. Gnarly ones, dude, like stabbings and fucking, dude, oh my god, dude. I watched this fucking guy cleaning under a mixer, an industrial mixer, you know, and it has the like kind of swirl hook on it, and he's cleaning, right, and he's going, so imagine this is the mixer and then this is the curled up thing, and he's under it cleaning, dude, and then this is him, dude. He gets kind of, he's under it, like right here where it's kind of hooked. And this fucking bitch, dude, I don't know what she's thinking, but she comes over and pushes some fucking buttons while he's down there. And then it goes, it
turns on him.
It turned on.
I mean, maybe not do that with your cable. You can use this cable.
Like,
because
I'll use something like,
because everyone's hearing all that.
Dude, he gets tangled up and it just picks up his fucking body, dude, and starts twisting him around. He starts twisting him around, dude, in the mixer. And his body is just flying in the air, dude. Like, and you can't see his head anymore. It's already smashed up to the top of the industrial mixer, dude. So it's just his body like this, fucking twisting around, dude. And then people are running over there, and it's like another country, and they're just like, oh my god, and they look over and they're trying to like see, dude, and the blood's, while he was like flipping around, the blood was like squirting everywhere, and this is on Instagram.
Oh no.
Like, dude, I went down a dark rabbit hole yesterday, dude. I had to pull myself out, dude.
That's crazy. They let that. Like, did it just, was it new content?
People talk about, no, it wasn't fucking,
Like,
and it's been up there.
Oh,
and
shit.
then some of the, dude, this guy is posting all this crazy shit. And then some of his shit will be like, you know how it does that little like film that it puts over the video and it says, do you want to see this or something?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's gnarly. And then you have to push see real or something. So it knows it's fucking gnarly. It knows like most of his fucking shit is crazy, but it's still allowing it though. That which is nuts, dude. Like I know people get around all the like restricted shit, but I see that kind of stuff on Reddit, but I went down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, you see that stuff on Reddit all the time.
Yeah, and you're kind of ready for it.
But I mean, like, you know where you're going to go see it. Like, it's not like
it
just jumps at you.
You know you're in some dark
it's going to happen.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting on Instagram, dude. I was just seeing robberies and fucking fights. And, oh, dude, I saw so many assassinations, dude, where they have CC cameras, you know, inside of a restaurant. And then guys just fucking come in and and just start fucking shooting a guy, dude. And everybody's running in the restaurant and like falling down and like flipping chairs and tables and trying to get away. And Ecuador, there's so many fucking killings over there, dude. I'm just watching I'm like, oh my god. It's almost like it's super addictive because it's like I'm trying to like make sure I don't get into a situation like this. Like, oh, that's what they did, or I don't know why, but I started going there. Like, if I'm in this kind of, what could I? But like a lot of times, there's nothing you can do if somebody wants to fucking run up on you like that. But yeah, dude, I seen like a lady in Mexico get fucking killed early in the morning, like 8:00 in the morning. She was putting her daughter in the car, and yeah, dude, they just run up on. Apparently she was part of some citizen like protection thing that they have over there, where like, you know, people are trying to protect their families and shit, and like, yeah, dude, it's just fucking gnarly, dark fucking shit, you know. Like I'm like, I had to catch myself, dude. Like I was like, back out. I had to get out of there, dude, like quick, because your brain doesn't need to be thinking about gnarly shit like that, dude. Like it leaves little scars and dents, and then I start questioning everybody and everything.
Didn't we just have an episode we talked about like positivity in our lives, bro?
We gotta be
like
more
you went
positive,
totally
dude.
Opposite of that. I've been trying. I've been trying to relive my life the way we just talked about it, and like I feel like I've been doing good with that.
No, that's
you took a turn
thing.
here.
No, I'm looking at dark shit, but I'm not acting dark.
Okay, yeah.
There's a difference. If I'm just like going around cussing at people and like flipping people off, I think that's more of a problem. No, this was these are just like, nobody understands, like, or actually, I mean, we all think about it, but we're not really acting on it. Like, we know that social media is addictive. Mm-hmm. We know that looking at other people's lives is not real.
Right.
We know that people like to fabricate things, and they like to show that they're perfect world and my cars and my houses and I'm rich, and you know, we know, even though we know, we can't help but look at it. You know, we see fancy cars and we have to look. We see a fucking yacht and we want to see who's driving crazy. It. Yeah. So it's, even though you know that it's addictive, you know it's not good to compare. You know it's not making you happy.
Vine was ahead of its time too. Because like back when that shit came out, like Vine fell apart because it wasn't as popular. Like it started off, but then it just didn't get popular. People were like, we don't want these shorts. We want long formats. And YouTube was like big.
Yeah.
But
it was too ahead of its time, because was like
now TikTok.
Now TikTok is a Vine.
It is Vine. It's Vine, but it was done better.
Yeah, it was socially engineered with all the data that they have now from all the years of, I mean, these social engineers know exactly what dopamine hits happen, how the brain reacts, what the brain likes to click on. Like, the psychology of it goes deep and we're just puppets. The average user doesn't have any clue of what they're getting into. It's like opening up a bar and letting people just go ham and drink whatever they want, but not telling them, hey, this is going to get you drunk. Or you're going to feel really bad the next day, because you're going to have a hangover. Like we're all using social media very, very irresponsibly, but not because of our own lack of knowledge, but these companies, I guess, don't, their sole purpose is just to get you to watch them, and there's not really been a movement to like, hey, maybe we should like not make it so addictive. Like it can be cool, but not super addictive. Like can we like turn the meters down a little bit on the addiction part?
Especially because like they're targeting like children in this.
They're the most addictive. Yeah, because when you're a kid, you have nothing but fucking time on your hands. You don't work a job. You go to school, but
like the kids, they have no attention span.
It's not good.
Like they can't focus.
It's very hard for them to focus because their dopamine hits. Boom, short video. Everything is dopamine. So they're like, I need it.
You can't get them to like sit in a straight line for like 1 minute or anything. Like, yeah, like kids these days, they're just way too.
And it's not their fault.
On to the next thing. No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's the way that we allowed it to get that far. Like to target them for this. And
the fact that China doesn't let their kids use TikTok, like their TikTok is totally different, should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
They know it's super addictive. They know what effects it has on it. So they actually don't want their kids being super influencers. They show them math and science and nature and like ecosystem and engineering, and they try to show them healthy things or to get their mind kind of going in another direction instead of dopamine hit, right. next video, like at least if they're going to watch something, make it informative, make it interesting, make it worth their time. Instead of just kid like screaming, in his room or something, like playing a video game or something, or, I don't know. They know the fact that they are restricting their kids from it. I should tell you everything you need to know, but I guess, there's some ways around it. I guess apparently these kids, they're smart. They're usually smarter than their parents too. Just like everywhere else. So they know like, how to show that they're like older, or they trick it into thinking it's a different time. Like they have, I've heard that they have had kids like break it and shit. So that's what they do. Right. Yeah. They've always had young hackers. It's such a weird thing, right?
Well, it's when you get brought up on the technology, you start to understand its language better
than the previous generation. Yeah. Right. It makes more sense to you because you've been using it so long. Like,
it's not overwhelming to you,
Yeah. It's so weird because they're going to be so much better at certain parts of like, even like video editing. Like, I don't let them use TikTok, but my wife has it on her phone. And so then they'll mess with it kind of, but they're like editing. They're like, boom, cut. Real. They'll make like little shorts for themselves, where they're doing
because it's all written in their language. So like every like if you look at these apps, they all have like a similar feel of how you navigate through them and what you do with them.
Yeah.
Like and they grow up with that type of layout just streamlined through everything that they know.
So they'll make these edits like what they're seeing.
Because if you think about like the toys and stuff, like electronic toys that are made for kids, they're just trying to emulate what the adults already have, but put a Leapfrog logo on it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, do you remember? Oh gosh, you probably don't as much, but for me growing up, like that perfect example of like Leapfrog, those toys they made like oh, look, it's a laptop, but it's got all the leapfrog learning stuff on it. Make your parents buy this for you. And now you're starting to understand how to use a laptop at a fucking 8-year-old level here. And whatnot.
You're using something.
Or whoever they're selling it for. I mean, I was older enough to see it in the toys aisle, but like it wasn't something that I needed at that time. But, you know, those kids that were growing up and they were born in like the late 90s or something, mid to late 90s, their world is already being emulated by it. They're being taught it without even having to use it.
Cell phones were already in their world. That was already a thing.
You get the toys and they're shaped like fucking iPhones and shit. They got a little plastic sticker that looks like an iPhone. And it's like,
you know what we got when we were kids? Candy cigarettes.
Yeah, I remember candy cigarettes. I was at the edge where candy cigarettes were being like, okay, we don't do that anymore.
See, you can be just like your uncles and your aunts. You know. That was ours. No, dude, when you're talking
But at the same time, like I remember getting like these I don't know if they still do the Kool-Aids. They used to come with those little twist off things and they were bottles. They look like little tiny plastic beer bottles.
Oh yeah, they don't sell those no more.
They don't sell those no more. But I remember
I don't think so.
Watching my dad drink a beer, and then I had one of those, and I felt like I was him.
Yeah. It's all, dude. The kid psychology thing has always been in marketing. No, but that when you're talking about laptops, that made me think of. You ever seen the little laptop they make for cats?
Yeah.
Because apparently cats go on top of your laptop because they're trying to be like you, I guess. They're trying to...
Oh, I thought it was for the heat. Because they're warm.
Well, they're watching you.
Because the batteries and everything, right?
They're watching you, so they want to be
involved. They want to be involved in what you're doing?
Yeah. So if you buy them a little laptop, they'll go over there and just step on it like... wow,
yeah, like that's crazy.
They're trying to emulate you. So they showed this lady, she had the little, it was like a little one, and it had like a mirror. And so they go look at it themselves, and they're over there like, they're touching it. They just want to touch the laptop and because you're touching it.
We see the same thing too, because you see like they've got the games for cats now on like iPads and shit.
Yeah.
And so like the cats, I saw this reel where they took there was a dog. He was playing the game. And, it was the sound it made of the iPad opening. The dog knew that meant I can use this iPad and was booping it like early. And the lady was like, you gotta wait, let me open it first. And they opened up the app. Now the dog is playing the game.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing we've been teaching kids.
I think
that dog already knew how to do it. It was trying to open the app itself.
You think our pets are getting smarter? I mean, do you think they're...
No, I just think it's the...
Evolution-wise, do you think they would get to a point where they could talk to us?
I think anybody has to, like, if we
over 1,000 years, you think a dog could talk? Because I've heard some dogs like... Robin? Like they're saying like kind of close. I'm like, dude, that sounds like a word.
I don't know, because like the more I've read about the recent like studies on dogs, they don't understand our languages like that. They have a different way of interpreting our language. And so they hear things and smell things, and that's where their primary senses are. So they hear like the very little differences in everything, and they can smell the difference in your scent even after you've taken a bath and something like that. They can
smell fear.
They can smell it. That's how strong their nose is. So they communicate through that too. Like you've seen the dogs that will scratch up the grass and stuff after they've peed or done anything. It's not because they're trying to move the pee or anything. They have glands in their paws, and they're these little scent glands. So they're scratching off their own scent and leaving it in the area to tell other people or other dogs that they were there and that's their area and shit. Like their
smell is so intense, but what gets me is they have to put their fucking nose right in the ass, dude. Like you would think if it's so strong, why do they gotta get so close?
Well, shit. When you gotta read something that's like super fine, what do?
No, they get in there, man. They're like,
they get in there to zone in, man. They got to zone. They got to sniper it.
I think they just like it. I think they like it, dude.
Of course they fucking like it. They're dogs.
What do you think? They're getting like a hit of dopamine, dude. They're like,
yeah. They also say like you shouldn't, like if you're walking your dog and your dog wants to pull away from you and like go smell a bush and you're like, no, we're walking this way, and you're pulling your dog away. Like you shouldn't do that, because that's the dogs smell the world. Like they see the world. That's how they interpret
the world. Yeah.
So it's better to let them like enjoy the walk, and let them see their world on the scent that it has.
I know what they're saying, but come on, we're doing shit, man. You know the drill. Like, come on, man, you just be an asshole. Like I get you want to smell shit.
Yeah, that's true.
But we can't keep stopping
We can't stop at every single bush.
I'll give you one or two,
but let them have one or two.
Because sometimes I do like to be like a little dick, dude. Like I watched like my dog Otis. He will smell. He's the intense smeller. Like he fucking loves to smell, dude. And then he also likes to mark too. He's a marker, so he likes to just throw a little bit out there when he gets to a good spot. But no, dude, I will call his name and he hears me, and I can see him like kind of twist his head to look up a little bit. Like, oh yeah, he's still there. Like, but he still wants to keep doing what he's doing. He doesn't want to come yet to me. And like, it's funny because his brother Chester, and like, he comes right to me. He's like, what are we going to do? Like, he's just sitting there waiting for instructions. Mm-hmm. Like
my dog Lando is very similar. Like
yeah, I can see the same thing.
He knows that if he doesn't come when I ask him to, that eventually I will go to him. And so when I do, he gets in this position because he likes the belly rubs and he likes his ball being thrown. So he knows that if he has to get in a hard to reach spot, then I've got to hold him. And then when I do pick him up and hold him, he'll put his head into my shoulder and stuff, because he just fucking loves the attention and the physical touch of the stupid fucking dog. It's a bane of my existence having to take him out to go pee.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. They're really smart. Dogs, dogs
most definitely. They know.
They're setting traps. They know your routines. They know what you like to do.
They know how to social network too.
Jade, like when she was a puppy, I would feed her and then I would come out to get her bowl to feed her again. And she would always move it all the way to the farthest part of the freaking yard, dude. So I would have to go all the way out there, and then I'm going to start playing with her, and then I'm going to start throwing the ball, and she's going to go get, like, she's going to have a whole session with me, before eating. So she was doing it on purpose. That's why, they always say, like, did we train dogs or did dogs train us? To be around them. Like I feel like there's so much. That's why I say, like, in 1,000 years, dude. Like, and it's not even anything about like, because they're changing the way they think. Because they always say, like, oh, well, humans have, a very large brain, and a lot of animals have smaller brains than us, and that's why they can't. But like, dude, a crow. Have you ever seen a crow like unscrew a bottle?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, they're super smart.
Yeah.
And they talk to each other, and they're supposedly they remember you. So if you do some shit to one of them, they're gonna fuck with you. Like, they will find you and fuck with you.
I've heard stories of like these kids that have they were feeding the crow, and so every time the crow came into the backyard, they would feed it something, and then so the crow remembered it, and it would start bringing the child things, like things that it thought the child was looking for, like shiny things. Like it bring it like a diamond ring once.
Yeah.
But it would bring it like pens or caps or random shit. And then once, and that's how I read the story, I think, is because the crow brought them a diamond ring. Just because it was giving the little kid gifts.
Yeah.
For giving it food.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a trade. Yeah. It was bartering.
And they've trained crows like that on the beach to like pick up cigarette butts, and they would drop them in a little thing, and then an automatic little reward would come out, and they would eat the reward.
Dude, we're so dumb, man. We're so fucking dumb, dude. Like, I'm saying we're dumb because we're not using nature, I think, the way that we could use nature. Like,
yeah, I get you.
All the things in nature are there. It's like technology we don't know how to use. Like all these, like I listened to this dude that was in that works in the Amazon. He's one of those like wildlife kind of preservation kind of guys, where and the Amazon is one of the places that they like to burn and fucking they cut down large portions of it to put fucking industrial farming and shit. Like Brazil's done some crazy shit to their Amazon. And he goes down there, and then there's a large, I guess the majority of it is undiscovered. Like we don't have like a lot of plants that live in there. We don't know what they do. Like, but the locals that live in the Amazon, they know how to use nature. Like he got some kind of fucking like infection on his arm. Like it was fucked up. Like, and he went back because he goes over there and he comes home for a period and then he goes back. Like they take breaks and stuff like that so they don't burn out and shit. Right. But he went over there, he got an infection, he came back, and then he went to like 3 or 4 different doctors in New York, and they kept giving him different antibiotics, and like nothing would fucking fix it. It was fucked up. And they didn't know what it was, or they didn't have any idea. And obviously he was in the Amazon, so that makes sense, like he finally, he's like, all right, I gotta go back. It was already time for him to go back. And he goes back, he shows one of the locals, they're like, oh yeah. And then they just grab some fucking plant and then like break it up, mush it up, and then put it on his arm. And then it went away the next day. It was gone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they knew exactly what to use, what plant. Like they didn't just like grab anything and grind it up. They knew exactly what that was. Like, oh yes, and then they got that was like a bad Amazonian accent, whatever I was doing.
I wouldn't know what the Amazonian accent is supposed to be. But yeah,
they just wiped it on and they're like, yeah, come here, we'll fix it. And it was gone. The next day it was gone. Literally. So I mean, like nature has all the medicines, everything that we need. We just don't know how to use it. And like when you're talking about the bird thing, I'm sure there was a time when humans were using animals and birds and dogs like we use them. I mean, dogs, they're not just, good pets. They served a purpose. They would alert you if a large predator was coming, a bear or something, and then actually scare
dogs. You get the search and rescue dogs,
the smell,
CNI dogs. If
you shoot a bird, kill a bird, they'll
poodles
recover it.
were hunters. They were retriever dogs. Like, well, not retriever, but they were they were dogs that they would take with them hunting and stuff. So they would like. Same thing you were saying. If you shot like a bird, they would go and grab it for you. Yeah. But they were normally in these like muddy areas, and so that like poodle cut, I guess like they would let their the fur around their joints fluff up and stuff to try to keep their joints warm in the muds and stuff.
Okay.
That's how like that. That's why it's curly cut came up or something.
That's why it's curly.
That's why it's curly. Yeah, like to give them a little bit more warmth and shit.
Yeah.
And then there's those Saint Bernards or the rescue dogs with the little jugs. You remember seeing like the old Looney Tunes or Mickey Mouse cartoons, and they had little jugs on those Saint Bernard dogs.
Yeah.
Those were filled with like different alcohol, like whiskey or something, or bourbon. And in the mountains where it was cold and you would get stranded, and back in the day, you would drink that to survive because it would warm up. Alcohol thins your blood. So when you're freezing, your body's going into survival mode. It's cutting off and thinning out the vessels in your arms and everything, in your limbs to protect your core.
So the blood flow gets restricted from your outer limbs to your. But if you drink alcohol, organs,
that stuff lightens up and opens up. That's why you get warm when you drink alcohol. You're not actually gaining more body heat. your blood is dispersing more across your body because it's opened up more.
We talked about this, remember?
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you said that, then this is what I said. Is that it is kind of heating up, because if all your blood goes to your main organs, that's where the majority of your heat is. So if your fingers have blood in it right now, but it's really cold, that blood will be colder, right?
Well, see, that's why people who smoke cigarettes, they have colder fingers, because cigarettes do the reverse. So cigarettes, they tighten up, they constrict those blood vessels.
Yeah, that's why they have heart problems, because of the blood vessel restriction thing. Yeah, that's the heart disease has always been linked to smoking, but yeah. So if your colder limbs retract and all the blood goes to your core is where your main heating is, but to keep your organs all warm. So, it's like sending all the blood there, and then when it goes back out, it's warmer because it was in a hotter source, which makes sense. Yeah, because your core, your body, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney, all that shit needs to be warm.
Yeah. So they find, like, that's why they don't do it anymore, obviously. But if you were one of those people like in the mountains and stuff, you'd feel better at first, but over time you're actually losing more heat quicker than if you weren't drinking.
Yeah, because when you send that, it feels good, but then you're making the blood go back out to your limbs where it shouldn't be.
Where all of that heat is now getting lost to the weather quicker.
Yeah. So it should actually be closer to your body.
But they would train these dogs, I guess is the point, to climb up the mountains and fucking find people.
I don't know, man, but it does.
And then they would remember, and they would go back down the mountain. They'd give them something to drink, and then they would go back down the mountain.
It's got to churn your...
And they'd bring people to rescue them.
It's got to churn your body temperature up, though, because, dude, when I drink, I do get hot. Like, dude, like, I feel like if you look at it like a burner, like... like on your stovetop.
No, for sure.
I feel like somebody churned it up. Like it went shh. Like,
you get warm. You get warm for sure.
I get fucking warm, dude.
But it's just with the way you're dispersing your heat. I mean, your body could be working to dissolve all the alcohol and shit too.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to do some. I get that part.
But you feel like these changes in like literal 1 to 2 degree variance, and that's like huge to your body.
Oh yeah. Because you're normally, what is the normal, 97, 98? Is that normal?
It's like 97, 98, somewhere within that round.
That's a normal. So if you turn that up just 1 degree, if you're at 96 and you go to 97, you're gonna be like, whew,
you feel warm. Different. Yeah, for sure.
You can be fucking warm. Dude, my body reacts to fucking alcohol for sure, dude. Do you get warm? Like if you have a drink outside, you start getting hot?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't. I definitely feel it. I feel it in places that I wasn't warm before.
Dude, I'll have to, like, if I'm wearing a beanie like this, dude, I'll have to take my beanie out. I'll start sweating, dude. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, especially in those places. Like, my ears are usually never warm. Like, they're cold. But you drink alcohol, now my ears are warm. They feel a little bit more.
Just give me some vodka, dude. I can go in the fucking snow.
I feel it in my fingers. I'll feel it in my cheeks and my nose. That's why, like, you have these pictures of like old jolly drunken people when they've got like red nose and rosy cheeks.
Your nose gets like that
because it gets like that because the alcohol now is going to places that the blood would have normally been constricted at.
It does make you a little more flush, or whatever it's called.
And some Asian people get it the worst. They get
they have that gene or whatever, right?
Where they can't process the alcohol like that.
They're like allergic to it or something. Yeah, it's weird.
And
I knew a guy that was like that.
Face red.
Yeah, every time you drink, boom, red face.
Because I remember seeing a product that they can get that like counteracts that. So they have to take whatever that product is first, and then they can drink, and then it won't
do
that to them.
Yeah, I guess I would. It would be like how they have those lactose pills.
Oh yeah.
I guess it would be kind of like
to
that,
help
right?
you eat cheese.
Yeah, if you want to.
And no, that's what I should have taken before that hot ones challenge.
I didn't know you were lactose. I don't remember us ever talking about that.
I feel like because I switched off milk.
Yeah, I remember you buying all that milk from the fucking dairy that's like not even that far away. You had all the glass.
But it wasn't always milk.
Oh.
We wouldn't just get milk there. We would get, Crystal would get half and half for her coffee.
Okay.
Or she would just get the coffee because they make just coffee.
Oh, in the same bottle?
And then they use the same bottles.
Okay.
You know, they'll give you all the coffee and stuff.
I remember
and occasionally we would get the flavored milk. But we'd get the small ones for those because
you're like they have mango, and you're like I remember you telling me about the flavors and stuff. So
because we want to try it, and then we would make milkshakes and stuff. You know.
Yeah. So I remember you talking about that. So
I will eat some ice cream. Will it fuck me up? Yeah, definitely.
Really?
But the amount of milk that I was drinking for the hot ones.
Did you drink a lot,
dude? I probably helped them finish that whole fucking carton.
Dude,
do you know how many cups I had? Like I went back and watched. I had fucking like 3 or 4 cups at one time. And we would just keep refilling them. I was like, just fill all these up because I'm gonna need it. And like by the time we got to like the last one,
I wasn't watching.
Like,
I didn't know you were drinking.
And then all
I had
the hot
same
sauce,
cup.
the milk, it just tore my entire body up for days, bro. Days. I was fucking sick with that shit. It was bad, man. I didn't feel good.
I had the same cup. I was just taking sips. Like I
tried it first to take sips.
Yeah,
but.
It's weird.
At one point I couldn't, and I was drinking the milk, and then I decided, you know what I need to do is just hold it in my mouth and swish it. So I was just like puffed cheeks, like chipmunked it. I chipmunked it. I'm just like,
You kept the chicken in your mouth?
The milk.
Oh, okay.
I chipmunked the milk.
Yeah, it was weird because I've always eaten hot stuff, but I never really thought of the hot pepper or hot sauce as like a pain, like a pain in your mouth. Like I always just like, oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's burning my mouth. But when I got to the last dab and it really fucked me up, I was like, I was like sitting there and I'm like taking sips of milk and I'm like, it's not going away. I was like, fuck. I was like, wait, I don't know why it came into me. I was like, this is pain. I know what pain is.
Yeah.
I hurt myself all the time and I'll burn my hand and like, I don't know, it just doesn't bother me that much. I was like, oh, I know what to do with pain. It'll just go away. And then it like slowly started like to dissipate, and then eating that cheesecake was actually really good. I
think the cheesecake definitely helped.
That was a game changer.
It was different.
It was like grabbing on to like hotness in my mouth, dude, and like pulling it down, like get out of here, dude.
I was gonna go for the ice cream because I was thinking like maybe cold would have been better. But
the creaminess was actually doing it. I think cold would have fucked you up even more.
I think so too. Cheesecake was great, but the problem was the milk.
Dairy.
I drank way too much straight up milk, and I don't drink milk.
That's a problem.
That's my issue. The time like we talked about it, I think there's a point too where we said, well, like, yeah, I don't drink milk. And then
we brought it up, and I was like,
someone was like, "Are you going to be okay?" And I'm like, "I'll live. I'm just not going to be happy about it."
Well, no. What was funny was at some point you did tell me, you're like, "Man, I don't know, I'm lactose," and I was like, "You're lactose?" And then like later on when we got to the last dab, we were talking or something, and someone was like, "Oh yeah," and then I was like, "Yeah, Steve's having it." I was like, Steve's. I was telling someone, I was like, yeah, Steve's having an issue with his hot sauce and he's lactose. And you were like halfway eating the cheesecake. And I was like, I looked over and I was like, oh, dude. And you're like, home. And you're like, you just looked at me with the full mouth.
I had known that, like, if I was going to do this, like, and what else was what were you guys going to do?
You knew you were going to
be fucking bringing almond milk in here, and hopefully it was going to be the same thing.
You didn't have to go hard on the milk, though. You could have just like.
I just felt like I needed it. Like I can't handle the heat. Like,
and it was helping, huh?
To me, it was the worst. It was the worst experience. I would never do hot ones again.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the peer pressure was high again. Then I would probably.
If we got you a big thing of almond milk, I think you would have been Okay.
Does almond milk have the same effect? Like, does it do that?
I think it will.
I don't know.
There's some creaminess to it. I think that's what really helps. Is it's like your pain receptors in your mouth are going nuts. Like they're just like like they're freaking out. That's what I felt like as I was sitting there. I was like, man, it feels like I'm getting like socked in the inside of my mouth, and I was like. And then my tongue was really hot, and I just started like kind of sitting there and feeling the pain. I was like, okay, I understand this. I got to get this oily pepper off of my mouth. Mm-hmm. So once I ate the cheesecake, dude, I was good, man. It finally dissipated and went away. Like this, it just cooled down everything, and I think it finally just relaxed all that shit. But I was surprised the next day because I thought I'm not lactose, because I think you can overcome lactose, dude. I think what I've read or seen is that what you do is you drink a little bit of milk. So you drink like, let's say that you already know that drinking half a glass, nothing will happen if you drink half a glass. You can have a half a glass, and the next day you're fine. So if you know that, just do half a glass for like 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week, half a glass every day. And then you just up it to like 3/4 of a glass. Let me just up it to just 3/4 of a glass. And then slowly but surely your body gets acclimated to it. And then
I think there's like an actual like thing that your gut has to have in order to break down dairy properly. And if you just aren't born with it, you can't do it.
No, but I think you can overcome it by...
I think you're tolerating it at that point. Like you're getting your body to tolerate it a little bit more. But I kid you not, like I will do a little bit of like ice cream. We used to eat ice cream every night.
Yeah.
Or every weekend. And it was just whenever I would eat the ice cream, it just wasn't a good time. And it was when I was coming off of keto, I think, too, is when I realized the most.
Because what they're saying,
the bowels movements were way different when I was off of dairy, like that kind of dairy, like milky dairy.
I want to say they changed the approach for peanut allergies, because apparently before they were telling parents stay away from peanut, don't give them peanuts, keep them away from peanut. Now apparently what they're doing is giving a very small amount of peanuts, because they realize that the body will adapt. The body will start to break it down, the enzymes, and then become more familiar with it. And then over time, it's actually better for the child to not be so allergic to the peanut. And giving them in small amounts to them helps their body.
Well, I know that like there's certain things that you can do that with. I mean, back in the olden times, you would have like assassins that would give themselves the same poison that they would give other people, so that they would be a little bit more better to withstand the poison if they were ever poisoned or some shit, you know?
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
Isn't that what what was that fucking dude's name? Rasputin, or what the fuck was his? You know what I'm talking about?
Was it the Russian guy?
Yeah. Is that his name? Rasputin?
Rasputin?
Yeah. He was a crazy fucking guy they couldn't kill. They tried to poison him like 7 times, and
yeah, he was like a witch or some shit, and he was giving opioids to the fucking royal family of Russia. What was this, World War One?
Yeah, dude.
Something around there.
He was like a crazy motherfucker.
Some fucking weird shit going on.
They couldn't kill him.
No.
They tried to kill him like multiple times.
He was like a witch man.
Yeah, so like he was all fucking witch out and shit. But yeah, that's what he was doing. He was like, apparently he was doing like small amounts of poison so he couldn't get poisoned, because his body already built up the tolerance to it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. I think you could get to a point where you could have one milkshake or something and then be okay. You know, like maybe not 2 bowls of cereal or something, but at least you know, if you wanted to.
Well, I feel like I'm there. Like every so often I can have an ice cream or a small milkshake.
And it's okay.
And I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's when I get to like the medium large sizes of the milkshake that it's like, oh, I know I'm going to have an upset tummy for a little bit.
Because it's too much. Yeah, your body can't handle all of that. But I mean, that's better than not being able to do it at all. There's some people that just can't have, they're like, is there dairy in it? Like, is there cheese? Like, if they have any amount, they're
I get it because you don't want that discomfort. Like, it sucks.
Oh, yeah. You just don't feel good. Yeah. It sucks to suck. You know?
But like, fuck, ice cream's delicious. I'm going to eat it. I love milkshakes. Like, fuck yeah. No,
I love milkshakes.
And I've tried the dairy-free milkshakes. They're not as good.
I feel like you should get that tattooed. I love milkshakes.
I fucking should, man. Love a fucking milkshake.
You know what's good, dude? I like the old school diner milkshakes.
Oh, yeah.
Where they give you
That's why
extra...
Johnny Rockets was my favorite place.
They give you the extra metal shit they spun it in.
We didn't fit in your
a
cup.
long spoon, and you're just like,
Denny's
for some reason,
Denny's does that. It's great.
For some reason, that cup always tasted better than the actual glass. Like when you're scooping it out, I don't know why, but you're just like, this is so good
because it stays cold.
Like I like that. I will go. I'm down for a good ass diner milkshake kind of shit, but like just like a regular Wendy's or some Frosty, I'm like, whatever.
Well, I will say that for a while there was some fast food restaurants that were doing some crazy cool things with milkshakes. Carl's Jr. always had like a different milkshake at one point. Remember they had their Captain Crunch milkshake? Oh my god, it was so good.
You brought this up before. This Captain,
so fucking good, man.
It's tried it.
It's so simple. It's just Captain Crunch and a vanilla fucking milkshake, and it's amazing.
Should we make it? Let's make it.
God damn, we should. We should.
Let's make it one time.
Let's just do it next episode.
Okay.
We'll buy the stuff.
Yeah, I want to try this because in my head it sounds good.
Crystal won't be upset us getting Captain Crunch. There's been Fruity Pebbles milkshake I've tried that.
I've tried that too.
They've done the cookies milkshake.
Well, hold on. Back up to the Captain Crunch. Are you going Crunch Berries or are you just Crunch?
I've had it as Crunch.
Do we want to try Crunch Berries?
It's all the same flavors, just a different thing. You remember we had
the berry is different.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
And I've had a Fruit Loops milkshake too.
Fruit Loops is good.
We went to Mandy's Fish and Chips, remember? And I got that milkshake. It was a cereal-based milkshake.
Oh, yeah, and you drank it all.
Because it was so fucking good.
She was like, you didn't save me any?
Nope. How could you expect me to?
Actually, I looked over and I was like, oh, you drank it all? And you're like, yeah, dude, it was
it's so
you
fucking
do
good.
Love milkshakes, dude.
Do you fucking love cereal?
Actually,
do you love cereal?
No, actually,
right. If you're a person who
I haven't
loves
ate cereal in so long, actually.
Okay.
But I did as a kid.
But you know that like Captain Crunch is fucking delicious. You know that, like, a bowl of fucking Fruit Loops. Yes, please.
Captain Crunch always fucked up your mouth,
If I came and offered you a bowl of Captain Crunch, you would take it.
I haven't ate cereal in so long.
But tell me if I prepped you a bowl and put it in front of your face, you would eat it.
If you just handed it to me, I would start scooping the shit out of it.
Because it's delicious. And it's good. Everybody loves a good bowl of fucking cereal. It's all just sugar and milk, which is just sugar anyway.
How about this?
You take that entire concept and you add it with everybody else's favorite other dairy product, which is fucking ice cream, which is just more sugar and milk. And you blend them together. And now you get cereal and ice cream in a drink through a straw. And it's just fucking works. You go to the yogurt places, they're going to give you cereal as a topping anyway.
But it's not the same.
Blend it.
It's not the same.
Blend it.
It's
it
not
makes
blended.
It just
you know
perfect.
Who actually does still put it down? I think Sonic. I would say Sonic still gets down on there. They have a lot of variety.
Carl's Jr. was good with the when they originally came out with their hand scoop milkshakes, and they actually did fucking put a scoop in there. Like that was really decent fast food milkshake for me.
A lot of them are just soft serve though, right? They're not actually using like ice cream.
A lot of like McDonald's is like that.
Soft serve.
In-N-Out is like that. Yeah. They do the soft serve.
Is there just a milkshake shop? Could you name a spot where you could just go get a milkshake?
Yeah. Remember we were talking about it. There's that milkshake place up north that has the escape room in it too. And downtown, they do have a milkshake bar. It's just super fucking expensive for their milkshakes.
If somebody did it right, would it survive? You know,
both of these places still around. The milkshake bar is pretty popular, and they give you like
why hasn't anyone done it, dude? Like a good milkshake spot.
I think in a lot of the places too that provide like milkshakes like that are also ice cream shops, because you're starting with ice cream anyway. So you can go to Cold Stones and you can get their stuff in a milkshake.
Do they make milkshakes?
Yeah, pretty sure they do.
But I've never gotten a milkshake from there.
You gotta look at the menus. The menus tell you. Most people don't, because they're looking at the fucking ice cream.
And they don't really advertise it too much.
No.
I mean, they got the cones up on the
Like, you can go to these risotto places and you can get the ice cream done as a milkshake. But I'm just saying, like, it's just a little different because they add ice.
What if we opened up a shop called I Love Milkshakes? It's just like...
Dude, it's the same as fucking selling ice cream.
Yeah, wouldn't we just get tubs of ice cream and then just have a bunch of mixers and then they could just pick
just give them the option, because, like, fucking ice cream is cheap to buy or make or get.
And people love it.
People want ice cream, and if you sell it at a good point, like, go to Scooptacular, that fucking shit's expensive.
Yeah, if you sell it for... We
definitely undercut it. I mean, Thrifty ice cream does it all the fucking time.
If you sell it for a decent price, enough that it's, you know, it's still profitable but not like killing people, I think you could do it, man. Like, it would be awesome.
I would be okay with that. If I could sustain my business and make it profitable to like make what I'm making now at the very least, after everything's all said and done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it'll be way more
paying the lease and whatnot, or the supply, and my profit is my paycheck today. I would be an ice cream fucking guy, dude.
And
I would sit
way
at the
more
place,
fun, right?
And when the fucking slow and shit, I'll play my video games.
We could have video games in there for people to play.
It's a fucking bar.
Video game bar, dude. But it's with
fucking milkshakes.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. They, what was I going to say? Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. But, yeah, dude, the cereal concept, and then it just all cereals. Would you just do all cereals? Like different kinds of cereals?
I would have different kinds of cereals, but you're going to have people that want something like traditional. So you're going to have just regular chocolate, strawberry. Yeah. I like strawberry banana. That's one of my favorite go-tos. So
some fresh fruit then.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have some fresh fruit. You're going to want to have something that's a little different. And you're going to want something seasonal.
Some fudge? Do you have to bring some fudge in, or some chocolate? At least some chocolate Hershey.
Just treat it like a build a milkshake. Instead of like give people some options. Like, these are our curated milkshakes, and have like an employee milkshake of the month.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but for the most part, the idea is come in, tell me what you want in your milkshake. I'll blend it up and put it in there. I want blueberries, and I want bananas, and I want spinach. Okay, I'm gonna put that in a fucking milkshake for you.
I feel like though, like I like the idea of having the variety, but also sometimes these fast food places have nailed it. Like I think of In-N-Out. Like, what are you gonna get at In-N-Out?
You just have the
burger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's In-N-Out's whole thing is based off of like, we're going to give you 3 options.
You're coming here to get these things.
It's simple. This is what we have. We're not going to overload you, and that's it. Do you want a milkshake? It comes in 3 different flavors, and you're done.
That's
Life
what
is
I'm
over.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's why they get their secret menu where you can do a little bit more. But
you have your main staples of like different cereals, but then you have a holiday one, and that's it. Like, don't make it too complicated.
No, I would just say, yeah, you just like, so think of it this way. You go to the yogurt places, like cold yogurt places, right?
Yeah.
So we have like that same counter, or like a Subway counter. And how many ever slots I got in there, say there's like 10 slots in my little counter refrigerator thing.
Yeah.
That's my topping options.
Yeah.
And I might have 2 of those reserved for seasonal ones that change out every so often.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
That's what I just had in mind. You know, like, this is your options. You can pick from there. I have my normal. If you just want something like quick, simple, there's a menu with like 5 different curated house specials.
Because then
otherwise, this is what you're coming here for.
Yeah.
To just get your fucking milkshake and get the fuck out. Maybe play some video games.
Because it keeps it simple. It keeps the options limited. So then there's no wishy-washy. Well, can I do strawberry and pineapple instead? Instead of strawberry and banana? You know, like all this like wishy-washy, changey stuff. Like, no, we got Fruity Pebbles. We got We got Captain Crunch.
Shit, dude, do you think we should just get a business loan and do this?
Yeah, man. I'm down.
All right. Where are we at?
I'm gonna go apply right
hour.
now.
Let's go fucking.
Hold on, dude. We got this. Hold on. So before we end, this is what I was thinking of. Because we're both doing it. We're kind of fasting, right? We're doing like a morning fast until lunch or dinner,
right?
And we've been doing that. I want to say pretty regularly. I've lost like
25 pounds.
Yeah, and it feels good. Like, my body feels better. Like, my joints don't hurt. Like, I can feel a difference. Like, it does feel like you give your body a chance to take in some food, but then also have a break from taking in food like this. I was just listening to who was I was listening to somebody, and they were talking about how breakfast is all a scam, and like it was actually made by Kellogg. How he just he scammed everybody into eating his flakes, dude. Like,
well, I've heard it too. Like the idea of 3 meals a day and everything as being like a type of
it's more modern thing.
Western push on people to when colonizing America's happened and everything. You know, it was like, well, I mean, if you're proper and everything, you'll have structure, and structure means to eat 3 meals a day. Instead of when you're hungry.
Apparently what Kellogg was doing was telling people that if they eat their flakes, they'll stop masturbating so much.
Well, I never heard that one. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can look it up, dude.
Shit. Cornflakes make me horny, so I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Are you tired?
That's fucking crazy. No way. That's the real origin of it.
That was the propaganda they was spewing, dude. Like, you need to eat this in the morning and it'll control you from sinning, and, as a whole, like, religious thing, because, you're not supposed to do that.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's how that's how the first propaganda was going out, dude. Like, you need to eat this, and this will control those urges.
Damn.
But so no, anyways, and then so I come across this doctor, and I do like when I hear crazy shit, but then I also have to take a step back and be like, wait a minute, is this real? Because you see so much stuff in like have you seen the deep fakes that they're doing now with people? Like they did this whole vegan they had a bunch of vegans come into this this study. You know how they do like a little like round table where they have like a bunch of people? Yeah. And they put a vegan cheesesteak so they can try it and stuff like that. And there it goes. They don't know what it. Okay.
Just don't pay attention to
it. So they put the vegan cheesesteak there, and they all kind of took a bite, and they were trying it, and then they gave their feedback. Well, the guys in the back took that video and deep faked it. Changed their facial expressions, changed what they even said. They're like, you know what? Because, they all said, I don't eat meat. I feel better when I don't eat meat. I think it's, improved my health. And, they say all the vegan stuff. And after they took the bite, they were like, I do miss eating meat, and I really enjoy the sandwich. And I think I am going to go back to eating.
Shit.
And they showed the people, and they're like, I didn't say that. Dude, what do you? They're like, well, this is I'm just the guy here presenting all the tutorials to you guys, and this is what it says. And dude, some of them were freaking out. They're like, I never said that. They changed their mouth to say the words and everything. And this is just like 2.0 version of deep faking, like it's gonna get like, you can kind of like, if you really stare at the face, you can kind of see the imperfections and the head churning. I mean,
now they got the AI that you will just like take some pictures of you and create new pictures and shit. Like, you can create headshots out of just some other pictures you have.
But it's gonna get to the point where it's indisputed, like you can't even tell that somebody. And then, dude, they were kind of freaking out. The people are like, this is a problem. Like, we could be getting deep fakes from around the world about things that never happened. You know, like we don't even know at this point. Like they were kind of freaking out. Like they're like, this could start a war. If someone deep fakes somebody saying something and they never said it, but they, you know, like it could be serious. And like, why the fuck am I talking about deep fakes anyways?
I don't know.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
We were talking about owning an ice cream shop.
But fasting. Anyways. Oh, that's why. Because I saw this dude say that 7-day water fast. If you did a 7-day water fast, it would decrease your likelihood of getting cancer by 70%.
So I know that for fasting on water, people have done it. Like look at Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
For Wolverine movies, he would water fast.
Yeah.
So he would have a certain amount of water every day, but very little. And he would do it so that like his skin would get tight.
They do that They do that in bodybuilding where they deprive themselves of water, so they're just basically draining. They're getting a towel and they're squeezing it so all the water comes out, so they can really have. So
what you're saying is to don't drink water for 7 days?
No. The water fast is only water, so you're fasting.
Oh, to just drink water? Because I was about to say like.
Yeah, I need water.
I'm pretty sure you need you can't go more than 72 hours without water. Then your blood coagulates.
I mean, you can survive. There's been people that definitely survived. I mean, without water, but it's not cool. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. But no, fasting.
But yeah.
As I kept research, that's why I was saying about deepfakes, because the more I researched, it was dudes saying no, that's not true. Like there's not been a study that showed that. But we have heard a lot about, you know, just fasting in general and killing dead cells and stuff like that in the body, because it starts to consume some of the injured or damaged cells in your body and stuff like that. It recycles them. So we know that. So then when he said the 7 days, I was like, oh shit, maybe we should. But dude, the more I read about it, I was like, I don't know, man, that's kind of daunting.
You don't want to just go straight at 7 days. You want to do it a little bit like you go from one whole day, like just a 24-hour fast. And after you can do that every so often, then you increase it a little bit. So Kevin Smith has done this because he
how many days?
He's gone up like into the double digits, I think.
10 days?
I think he was like at 12 when I was listening to his podcast, but it was a while ago. It's probably out now.
Of just a water
and
fast?
He would just fast. He would just be drinking water. He wouldn't eat anything. Because he started fasting after becoming vegan.
Yeah.
And then he just started like doing it a little bit more.
He looks so healthy now too. Yeah. He looks awesome.
Yeah, the guy just smoked fucking weed and drink water, and that's all he would be doing.
Speaking of
and he said it would like, it's just like I get to a point where I'm wanting to like, how far can I take it before I feel like I just need to eat?
Yeah, so we haven't done any days at all, you know. We've done. I feel pretty if I can make it to like 7:00 p.m. and not eating anything at all, I'm pretty sure I can make it the rest of the day.
I think I could too.
So I think we're pretty good experience with the feelings and what you feel like and stuff like that. So, I was thinking we should try and do 3 days.
I don't know if I can jump to straight 3 days.
No, you don't want to try 3 days. Mm-hmm. I wanted to push a little bit because I
could try like an every other day.
Well, I want to at least, if we do any days, do consecutive. So what about 2 days then? Would you do 2 days? If you can do 1 day, you could probably do 2 days. I don't know if I can
get through 2 days. It depends on the days, because I know like there has been times where I've fasted and I took a longer fast, like almost a 24-hour fast.
Yeah.
But with like things at work, I got overwhelmed like with physical things that I had to do at work that I started just to feel like shit.
You were kind of like
I was feeling.
It was hitting you?
Yeah, like, it was hitting me really bad.
How long ago was this? Was it recent?
Yeah, this is pretty recent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say don't go so dramatic and just like,
I'm going to do 3 days.
Do it. If you can do it, then if you feel comfortable. But
I mean, you could always so we could.
You just have to make sure you can take your water.
How about this?
And I want to say also, when you break your fast,
don't eat a lot.
You can't eat a lot.
Yeah,
you got to start with something like smaller.
I've been reading a lot about
something less easier for your stomach to
digest.
Says
not to small meals, maybe even just a shake or something like a Jamba Juice or something. But yeah, not to eat like a large meal right after you do that. But no, I was gonna say, you could. The thing about fasting is you can end it whenever you want to. So do you want to try? Do you want to have the goal of let me see if I can? I do
want to get to a place eventually where I'm only eating.
Because this is the challenge. We do 3 days, but you obviously, if you're not feeling good, eat something. Don't like pass out on the floor because you were trying to get through the 3rd day or something. Like, because you can end this at any point. But I just wanted to try and do, because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try tomorrow. I'm going to start tomorrow. So, I mean, you could do since we're not going to meet until a week from now, you have whatever days you want to pick.
Like we have a potluck at work on Wednesday.
So if you did.
So maybe I could do Thursday and then Friday when we meet for the podcast.
You want to try those 2 days?
Yeah.
I'm going to start tomorrow.
I can go full 2 days, but I'll try. If I can get past Friday without eating anything and then go back to eating on Saturday, I can do that. I'll try that.
So you want to record on your fast then?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
We'll see how my mental capability handles not having food in me.
I'm going to try tomorrow.
We'll see what
happens. Because I wanted
happens.
you to at least have the option to go for that 3rd day if you were feeling okay. So what if you started on Sunday?
I don't think I can.
Nah.
No.
Because then if you did Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that would be your 3 days. And then you could still do your potluck. But
no, I honestly physically don't think I can go the 3 days right now.
Well, not with that mindset.
Well, no, because I don't want to.
You just don't want to do it.
It's all for you, but it's like, I can't.
You really don't like to. You don't want to try this challenge.
Look, I'm barely getting to a spot where I'm now comfortable, like every day eating once a day, and I'm fine without the grouchiness and everything, that comes with like hunger.
Really? Do you get like?
I did in the beginning. Yeah, really? It was hard. It was hard to get through.
I never got like that. I made it all the way to like 7, 8 o'clock, and I was like, okay.
I don't know, man.
But I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's different.
I just have a different metabolism.
I'm closer to the ground, maybe.
So that's what it does.
Maybe it's the gravity pulls on me.
We do a different type of jobs, man. I'm moving a lot more in my day job.
You get a lot of steps in for sure.
I have to go to different sites sometimes and all that stuff.
The moving around.
Heavy things.
Can definitely, if anything, it helps you burn more calories and
but then
you're burning energy, but you're in the ketosis, right?
And right now it's always so hard because like there's always so much food.
Don't you feel
work.
like but this is a great way to like sidestep that. Be like, I'm actually doing this thing. So
yeah, but I don't want to come off of a fast and then go to the feast.
What if you just don't do the feast?
Okay, I have to. I'm deep frying the fucking bird.
You can deep fry it.
You can even want that.
You don't have to eat it.
I don't want the mashed potatoes. Like fucking Thanksgiving is my comfort foods, bro. We're talking mashed potatoes.
This is all
bread.
Next week?
Yes, we're doing it next week.
What if we wait a week then? We could do it next week.
No, I'm not. Look, you do yours and I'll do mine. And I'll after Wednesday, I'll try to get through Thursday and Friday. And if I can do it, I'll do Saturday.
I don't know if it's good to start a fast on a big meal because that's one of the things that actually is said not to do.
Well, it's not like I'm going to have anything different than what I've done before.
Yeah, because what it says is if you're going to do a fast in preparation, you should eat smaller meals before you go on the long fast. That
doesn't work for me anyway this weekend either because we were supposed to go to these festivals.
What? No, I'm saying another week. You could pick another week to try and do this.
I don't know. I think I'll just try doing it on my thing, and you do yours and your thing.
Just don't eat too much, man. That's one of the things that said you could.
I never like overindulge anyway. But
you
what
just
I'm saying
called this
is,
motherfucker a feast, all
because
right?
it is a feast. It's a potluck. I might go back for seconds, but I'm filling up my little paper plate with food.
The thing about potlucks too is you got so many different food sources and so many different ways it was cooked, and it never fails, dude. Whenever I eat at a potluck, my body's just like and like swirling around like different oils that people cooked with and shit that I'm not used to. You know, like it's a whole.
I don't think I've ever gotten like that before.
I
man.
do. I get like
for me
that.
at the potlucks. Like I love it. I'll fucking eat everything I want, and then I come home and I'm like, oh, me so happy, so full. Oh yeah. You know.
Yeah. This will be a good test then. Try it. Try doing it after.
As I said, I'll do my thing. You do your thing, and then we'll both come back and we'll be like, "How do you feel? How do you feel?"
Because I'm gonna really try hard for this 72 hours. Because that seems to be like between the recommendations, at least of this person that I've been reading, is a 24 to 72 hour fast is usually.
Well, you just said 24 to 72 hours. Why are you trying to push me to the max?
Because it's a fucking challenge, dude.
I don't want a challenge.
You already know you could do a day. That's not.
Look, no,
that's
no,
not easy.
No.
Why,
the last time
why
I let you peer pressure me into a challenge, I was on the toilet for 3 days straight.
I thought we were doing a challenge. What's the point of a challenge is if you know you can do it?
Because at a certain point, it's like, I don't really care to do that challenge. I'm not going to put myself through that.
You have a different relationship with food, I can tell.
I definitely do, man.
Yeah, because you're really pushing hard back, dude. This is your food.
I told you I'm going to try to go.
This is a psychology one for you too.
I do want to incorporate having more fasting, longer fasts. So, but I'm not going to go straight like that. I'll increase my fast from my one meal a day to the every other day, or maybe every 2 days, and make it to that like 72 hour mark. But like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to do it right away. You
can only do 72 if you do it in consecutive. It's not 72 if you do it every other day.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like, let's say first I was thinking like, look, I'll start my fast Tuesdays. I won't eat Tuesdays, and I won't eat Thursdays. And I was telling Crystal this the other day. And then after I feel comfortable, like my body can handle skipping meals, I'm going to start to change it to every other day.
Oh, okay.
Then I will change it to where eventually I want to be where the only time I eat is on the weekends.
So you want to do 5-day fasts and then eat on the weekends? And that would
be my norm of life.
Yeah.
Or at least do that once every so often.
So you already have plans to do more than 3 days.
Yeah, I do. But I want to do it slowly. I want to work my way into it. The hardest part about doing this is we cook our meals together. Crystal hates eating leftovers. So if we overcook something for one day and I'm not going to eat it the next day because I can't, she won't. It just goes to waste. And we have to cook together. If she cooks, she does, like, she'll follow the recipe for a family of 4 cook. And I'm like, you're not going to eat this tomorrow. And we have 2 whole sets of like food left over here.
So you feel like you have to eat all these leftovers.
I end up getting stuck eating the leftovers.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind leftovers, but I started to try to find like the last 2 leftover meals that we've had. I've recooked them into different things.
Okay.
Like she made a bunch of shrimp and was making like shrimp tacos set up and everything. She didn't like the way the shrimp came out because it was too salty for her. She wasn't about it. And then we had all this leftover shrimp because she didn't want to eat it on day 1. So day 2, I was like, all right, well, on my way home from work, I have the car today. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some stuff and I'm going to make us a fettuccine Alfredo with the shrimp. And so now to her, this isn't leftovers. It's a completely different meal. She enjoyed it.
It's almost like you can't.
Then we didn't have to waste it.
It's not really the leftovers tag. It's really just eating the same thing.
And we did the same thing with steak. So like she had bought steak and she bought 3 big steaks in the package. And I'm like, okay, well, I figure we're probably going to have one of these steaks each. She went and wanted me to cook all 3 steaks. Like, they're already out, they're seasoned, they're ready to go. She's putting them on the pan. I'm like, babe, we're not going to finish all of this meat. Like, these are big steaks. We're going to be fucking full finishing one, you know? And we both fasted that day. So, like, we're eating this big old steak. So we had this whole extra steak that was left over. I knew she wasn't going to want to put this in the microwave and eat it. So I chopped it up and I made myself... I made us a fried rice dish, and I threw the steak in there. So now we had like this steak fried rice. So I was trying to be creative with it, and she was more than happy to do that. And so, you know, did the next thing with the shrimp and so on. So I'm trying to think of ways that if I cook something and I know I'm going to have that leftovers, what can I make with it next time so that we're not wasting all this food, because it'll just sit in there and it's like I end up having to eat it, and that never works out for me, because like for the longest time I would just take the leftovers to work and I would eat them at lunch, and then, you know, but now I'm just overeating because I'm eating constantly, and not to mention all the other goodies and stuff that, you know, people will bring donuts or cookies, or someone made flan today.
Yeah.
And people always offering me stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm fasting. I can't eat till dinner, but I'll take it home and eat it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're 125. I don't know.
Thank you for that story, though, man. Yeah. I don't know why you went into a whole thing about how you cook. That was funny.
I don't know either.
You just described what everybody does with their leftovers.
But I mean, I guess my point is that
but
like,
you just figured it out.
If I fast for a day, the problem is that Crystal will be like, well, what am I going to eat? I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, can you handle making your own dinner?
This is the
on your own for just like the day, like a sandwich or something, and then she'll make like an entire like dinner.
So that's what. And I'll be like,
well, shit. Well, we're gonna have, because now I'm not thinking of like, if I skip this dinner and she's made the 1 serving and there's 4 servings in this dinner plate for us to eat, like giant portions, then I'm like, fuck, that's 3 different servings of food that needs to be consumed at one point. She's not going to eat any of it after today.
Oh, man.
There's just so much getting wasted. And like, we're trying to budget. I'm like, I can't be spending this much on groceries and throwing
you already got the recipe, though.
Half of it away.
You just got to come up with some meals that you can pivot and give her.
Yeah. And that's something I've never had to do before, you know, and we've never done before. Because I would eat the leftovers, and that's the biggest thing with the single day fast is that we end up with some leftovers.
I've heard, you know, there's other people who hate leftovers. They just chuck that shit.
They don't want to eat the same thing every the second day.
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
I don't fucking care either, bro.
I don't give a fuck. I'll eat noodles.
She would make like a giant bowl of our giant thing of pasta. I'm like, how are we making pasta here for 8 people? And there's 2 of us. We ain't feeding the dogs this. But you know what? It's fucking delicious. I had no problem eating it throughout the entire weekend.
You guys won't give the dogs table scraps or anything?
Oh, hell no. No, we don't do that.
I've always given my dogs table scraps. I feel like they just need some other shit. You got somewhere to be?
It's just, you know, spent the whole day away.
Dude, you're locked down, man. You know, this now I know why you don't want to do the fasting. It all makes sense. It points to one direction. All right, well, do it your way, dude. It makes sense for you.
My brain don't work like normal people's brains, bro. I'm telling you this. I'm rocking this world. It's a whole different world. But you know what? I'm starting to try to get in the mindset of like, this is my fucking world. I'm gonna live it the way I'm gonna live it. I can't let people dictate how I figure out my life.
Well.
Except for my wife, she can tell me how to live my life because that was the agreement, I guess.
Come on, man. You know improv. You're supposed to yes hand, man. When someone says, you're not supposed to be like, no, I do not fast more than 1 day.
I just can't. It doesn't work into my schedule.
I know. You didn't yes hand it.
It doesn't, bro. I had to block you right there, bro.
You put a no and a no.
Right there.
You're like, you talked me into hot stuff, and I didn't like that, man.
And let me explain. No, I didn't.
No, it was not very much talking into. I said, "Do you want to do it?" And then you're like, "Well, okay." I wasn't like, "Steve, come on, man. Steve, I need you this time, man."
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I gave into peer pressure a little too easy.
Yeah, you made it sound like I was like tugging on your shirt, like, "Come on,
I was
man."
high and drinking at the same time. Like I was impressionable.
You just felt like joining in. You know, that's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that.
And then by the time, like, I wanted to tap out at 7, I think.
Dude, I'm proud 7, that you did it.
Because
you
I
did
think I was
sound
like, yeah, it was the last 4.
You did sound serious.
I didn't want to do it, but everyone else is like, oh, you still do. And I think I turned to, who was it, Matt? Sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And I turned to him and he was like talking about like he didn't want to do it. I was like, if you're tapping out now, I'm going to tap out too. And he's like, I don't want to do it, but I'm still going to do it. I'm like, well, fuck you, bro.
You didn't have a partner in crime.
No, so I felt like I would be the only one tapping out. I was like, oh. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you didn't. And that's what I'm about. This is what the challenges is about, is pushing yourself farther than you think you can go. You know you can do a day. I know you got that in the bag. That's easy. 2 days is where it gets a little iffy. And then the 3rd day is the challenge.
Well, I would be going through 2 days. By the time we finish this, if I can just make it through to bedtime, I'm set.
So you could technically start today because you've already not eaten.
I can't start today because I know we're going to this food festival thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I've already planned that my meal tomorrow is not going to start at like 8 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock. You know, it's going to start more earlier.
Yeah.
And then, you know, by the time we get home, if we decide to get like on some edibles or something, then I'm going to be snacking for the rest of that day. Like the weekends are the only days where we still won't like eat breakfast or eat early, but my fast breaks at like noon.
I really want to try this 3 days. I want to see if I can do it. So I'm gonna try it. I'll test it out.
All the power to you, man.
You don't have to join in. I'll just do it solo because you sound like you got a really hectic schedule.
I do.
But I'm really trying to put. You already know how I am, though. I just do shit.
You just do shit, and you will do it, and you will succeed. Like, learn to video edit for us.
I don't like not being able to do something I want to do. I like to do something. If I want to do it, I just do it.
I think about like, I could see myself doing that, but then like I can't.
You stop yourself. You put roadblocks.
I do.
Yeah, you'll be like, well, this is the reason why I can't. And the only thing I'm thinking of is I'm gonna do it. Like I try not to think of all, because I want to see if I can. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. I've never done 3 days. I know I could get through a day, but I don't know about the 2nd day or 3rd day. And I really wanted to do 7 days. That was my first idea was I'm gonna tell Steve we should do 7 days.
I would never fucking do 7 days with you. Fucking crazy. Just be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'll start today.
But you can always.
No way.
That was gonna be the challenge because it's like it's setting a bar so high. But think about it. If I told you 7 days and then you did 3, you would have been like, man, I only did 3 days, you know, but it was hard, but I did 3 days and I couldn't do the 4th day. And then you wouldn't even have second guessed the 3 days. It would have been like, because the bar was so high. You see what happens when you set the bar high is that you fall shorter and you end up, I said 3 and you wanted to go down to 1. So
then you should have started at 5. That's your fault, not mine. Okay.
See, and we could have negotiated to 3, and then I would have. Yeah. See,
you should have known better.
Yeah. See, I'm not always trying to manipulate you. Okay. All right. I'm just talking. I spitball. I throw things out, and I actually settled on 3 days because she was making a lot of sense, and then sometimes these people scare tactics, like it could be really shocking to the system, and I'm like, dude, just chill, okay? We lived on the fucking planet for years. We didn't always have a grocery store down the street to eat. Sometimes we would have to go long stretches without food. That's why you used to see in the olden black and white people like really skinny, because they weren't eating all the time. They were just forced to fast. They were there was no food. So there was a point in time when food was scarce. Food was a luxury. Food.
You just have to make sure you drink your water, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink plenty of water.
Don't get too dehydrated, man.
Oh, I love water. I drink water all day.
Drinking water.
Yeah, I'm good on, dude. You ever heard of this artist named Kevin Gates? I never thought about this until this guy brought it up, but he was like, I do dry fasting. I was like, you motherfucker. Nothing. He's like, yeah, I started reading that you actually change the body and when you're drinking and
not even this. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, see, the dry fasting is really fucking you up. Huh?
I don't believe that. That must have been deep faked.
Dry fasting, dude, look it up, man.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can. You're not gonna like die, that. Dude.
At a certain point, bro, like your body just can't. It needs the water needs to liquefy your blood.
We got reserves,
your blood's gonna coagulate.
Think about the reserves that we've been.
It's not about that. It's like eventually you're gonna run out of that. You can't. Because I thought about this too.
Like, I do keep weight on. Like I'm able to keep more weight on. Then I've had some friends that they're super skinny. They could eat the same amount as me and stay super skinny. And it's just the way that their body is made up, right? What advantage would a person like him have right now is that he's able to digest, he's able to get to the food and not store it. But in olden times or in times when food was scarce, he would be at a disadvantage, right? His body's going to be fucked up if he doesn't eat. So he's probably not going to survive very long. Whereas me, look at me, dude. I got fucking reserves on top of reserves, dude. I'm going to be okay. Like my body's made to get food, keep it for longevity and then use that energy stored. So I'm actually built for a different time,
It's called ketosis.
Well, I'm just talking about the way people metabolize food and, how it's stored in the body. But, yeah, no, I just, that was just a thought I had the other day. And I was like, that makes more sense. Everybody's had different body types and there's different advantages for different types, so I'm just, I don't know. I try different things. I try to do things differently than I've done in the past to see if that is better. Does it feel better? Does it make me feel better? Am I doing things wrong? I'm just constantly testing. I'm a scientist, dude. That's what I fucking do. But anyways, dude, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got to go. You got shit to do. But we'll report back next week.
Yeah, we'll see how it all works out.
We'll see what happens. I'll just be a skeleton walking in.
Yeah.
3Ds.
Be like, who the fuck are you? Somebody get this man some water.
Life changing. What can I say?
All right. Well, this has been another fantastic episode of Digital Cortex. Your host, Thickwick, Randomstylez. It's been a great night. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.
Later.